Hi, everybody. Welcome to Coffee Talk. I think it might be too late in the evening for Nate to join us, but maybe he'll pop on. Who knows? But for now, I am here and I am happy to chat about stuff with you. If you have questions, you can pop them in the comments. I thought today we could talk about money, because so many people have issues about money. And one of the things about money is that whatever your point of view is about it, that's what you'll create. So if money is hard to come by, or money is always tight, or you never have enough money, this is what you're creating from your point of view. And we can change our points of view with the tools of access consciousness pretty easily. But the thing is, we have to really be honest with ourselves about what our point of view is. And if you look at what's showing up in your life, there you will see what your points of view are. So if money comes easily and it just shows up like magic, that's your point of view. And if money is hard and it seems to escape you, that's your point of view. So um, there's so many tools to share to help you change your points of view. The first one that I would like to share is the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement, which you can use for anything to change any points of view. We ask a question for the energy to come up because sometimes it's not necessarily thinking points of view that are our sticky points. It's this energy that's been in our life. So, like when you were a kid growing up, if your family had this weird energy around money, or that it was that they were always struggling with it, you'll have that energy in your world. And it's not necessarily something you can put words to, but we can gather up that energy and clear it on all different levels using the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement, and then it changes, and then different possibilities can come in. So let's just ask this for you now. What are your points of view about money that you don't know you have, that are creating the financial situation you are living? And feel that energy come up. So everything that brings up, will you destroy and uncreate it? Because if you create it, you can uncreate it. So everything that is right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And that again is the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. And you can find out more information about it at theclearingstatement.com. So let's run that again. I don't even remember what I said. What points of view do you have about money? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Well, it's changing something. um, when the energy starts to move and you start feeling this lightness inside, that's when you know things are changing. And if I'm giggling, I know things are changing. I'm not sure what's changing, but something is. So you can go by that. That's your sense of lightness. So, what points of view do you have about creating money, saving money, having money, and spending money? All of those, will you destroy and uncreate them? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And everything that you've projected into your future about the money or the lack of money that you have currently, will you destroy and uncreate that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow. It it's really interesting because if we let go of all of these points of views, our future wealth can be completely different. It can grow exponentially. But if we hold these points of view in place, you're going to get the predictable reality that you're creating from your point of view. And I'm not sure if you're aware, but I'm doing this 30 days of clearings on being out of control. Because when we control things, then everything shows up as our predictable reality. But being out of control and allowing the magic and the contribution of the universe is something that um, that creates a way greater possibility for all of us. And we're so habituated to controlling things down to the least possible, detail, so that like great things can't show up. So you can join me on that on my regular page, Julie Tootin Energy. If you like, it's free and I've been doing it every day. Okay. So all the projections, expectations, separations, judgments, and rejections you have about money and how it comes into your life and how it goes out of your life, will you destroy and uncreate all those? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And if you're joining, you can put questions or comments in the comment section, and I'm happy to address it. So today we're just talking about money and how to change the money flows in our lives by clearing our points of view, and we'll see where else we go. So, how many points of view do you have about your past money that keeps you from creating way greater than that into your future? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So, what we're looking for is to get to a space where we don't have a point of view one way or another. It's just we're willing to receive it, we're willing to have it, we're willing to spend it, and like choose based on the energetic lightness of the situation. So, you can ask things: if I buy you, will you make me money? And you get this light or heavy response. And if it's light, go for it. And if it's heavy, maybe don't go for it and see what that creates. Okay. Where else can we go with money? So there's several basic pointers to having and creating more money in your life that Gary shares in the book, um, Money Isn't the Problem, You Are. And I've done lots of classes on this book. It's an amazing book if you haven't gotten it. Maybe I'll put it in the chat so you can check it out. But the first thing that he talks about is taking 10% of every dollar that comes into your life and putting it aside, saving it as an honoring of you. Now, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough coming in to put 10% aside. But there's that point of view again. And so if we have that point of view and we notice we have that point of view, awesome. Let's destroy and uncreate it. So everywhere we've decided we don't have enough coming in to be able to take 10% off the top and save it as an honoring of ourselves. Let's destroy and uncreate that. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And you might have to run that a few times to really get to a clear space. But over the years, I have a 10% account. I actually have a lot of different 10% accounts. I have one for me. I have one for my business. And then when I created a second business, I created a second one for that business. And when you honor the business as well as honoring you, it creates this energy of having, and it creates this space where you can grow. It's like um, just having this base of knowing that you have money creates this energy where you it's almost like it feels safe to choose things because you know you have money like as a backup. Not that you're going to spend it, but you have it. And so it has your back. So everywhere you haven't been willing to have money to have your back, will you just try and uncreate that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and mans. Wow. I don't know that I've ever looked at that, that money can have your back. Hmm, that's a cool concept. What if money has your back? Will you allow it? So we do this 10% account, and um, like many times over the years that I've had this 10% account, it's really actually had my back. At one point, we were looking to refinance our home, and we had all this money in a savings account that was the honoring. And because we had that as collateral, we were able to do the refinancing that we were looking at. So it's not like we had to spend anything, but we were able to shift around money and create a lower percentage rate on the borrowing. So that was kind of cool. Um, Another thing that's really helped me having this honoring account is when I when I had to pay taxes. And if you put money aside in an IRA account, it lowers your income tax. So I had all this honoring money in my business bank account, and um, instead of paying a higher tax rate, I put a chunk of that into an IRA account, which is also an honoring account. And so it was just moving it from one place to another, but it helped me lower my tax payment. So there's lots of different ways that it can contribute to your life. So maybe you want to check it out and play with it. Okay, so that's the number one is the honoring. And another thing about that before we move on is that when you take 10% for you as an honoring, it shows the universe that you are honoring you. And it it's like more money will start coming into your life. So even if it's a little tricky in the beginning and 10% feels like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do it. You can even start with 5% or just do the 10% and see what happens, because when you start to take money off the top and put it aside and only spend the leftovers, you start to create this energy of creating more money so that you have enough to spend on your life. And then you also have the savings. But if you try to save after you've paid all your bills, it never seems to work because you're you're putting the energy into your bills and paying your bills before you're putting the energy into you and honoring you. So try it out. Don't take my word for it. Try it out and see how that works for you. The next tool that Gary talks about in that book is carrying a sum of cash on you at all times. That is an honoring of you that you do not spend. So this can be some of your honoring account. Maybe it's $100 and you just put it in your wallet. And the thing with this that's so wonderful is like so many people just go around with credit cards and they don't actually use cash anymore. But when you have cash in your wallet that is an honoring of you that you don't spend, and maybe you're going out for a coffee and you just need $5 and you look through your wallet and you have that 100 in there. The thought in your head is, I don't have any money. You have money. You have $100 in there, but maybe you don't have spending money or money that you'd like to spend. So you start to undo that point of view that I don't have any money. I don't have any money that so many people have. When you start to carry cash with you, that is the honoring of you. So everything this is bringing up, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So, what if you carried with you $500 or $1,000 and then you had your other spending money in front of that? You would like imagine how you would feel walking through the world with cash, even if you don't spend it. It's just this energy of having, and it creates a different energy in your life for creating more. When you have, you can create more. Okay, so what's the third tool? Uh, do, 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 do. My mind is totally blank and I'm frozen. Oh, my internet is totally unstable. Okay, so my mind is totally blank and I can't even remember the third tool that I wanted to share. That's awesome. So I'll just come up with another one. So you can ask things, if I buy you, will you make me money? Asking something, if I buy you, will you make me money, doesn't mean that you buy something and then you can sell it for more money. It's asking the consciousness of the item to create an energy of you having more. So it's really cool. You can, try on some shoes and ask them, if I buy you, will you make me money? And if they say yes, or if it feels light, just wearing those shoes can create more money for you. And I'll tell you a story. I actually bought a pair of beautiful Valentino booties. I think it was in November a couple of years ago. And I was looking for a cute pair of shoes to wear at trunk shows. I'm a jeweler and I would go out and set up a table and do fairs or trunk shows or something with my jewelry. And I'd have to stand there for several hours. So I wanted something comfortable and sexy and that made me money. And I bought these booties. They were like $995. I mean, it was crazy. But I asked them, if I buy you, will you make me money? And they were like, yes. So I bought them. And within a few weeks, I had made several times that in my trunk shows and in my business regularly. And actually, the whole December doubled from the year before. And who knows if it was just the shoes. All I'm saying is that when you honor your body, when you ask things, if um, if they'll make you money, and you follow the energy of the lightness, it's amazing what will show up. Maybe you can look through your life and see some of the things that you've chosen that have created that for you, because acknowledging it also helps infuse that energy of expansion and possibility in your life. Yeah. So these are some simple tools that anybody can use. It doesn't mean you have to buy some $995 pair of shoes. I mean, I also ask my groceries when I remember. I ask, okay, groceries, if I buy you, will you make me money? And like everything, you can ask anything, everything. If I buy you, will you make me money? And you start to create this energy of contribution from all the molecules of consciousness in the universe. So try it out, try these tools, honor yourself, ask these questions, carry some money with you and see what changes. It's it's like up to you to look at the points of view that you're living from. And if they're not working, you change them. And if they're working, great, keep them. But why not try it out and see what shows up? So I hope this was helpful. I'm going to sign off now. And if you like these tips and tools and like coffee talk, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can find all kinds of videos with lots of awesome information to help you create the life that you love to be living. Have a great day, everybody.